So guys, we're back again. Today I want to talk about that NoFap gets easier when you understand this technique that is simple yet probably one of the most effective techniques you can do to overcome lust. Now I started on NoFap and I kept fapping, as I think most of you. My microphone. It's a little bit broken. I need to get myself a new cover. Sorry. um, yeah, I kept fapping on NoFap, and I wasn't actually really doing NoFap. Although, mentally I was like, oh, I'm doing NoFap, but I wasn't actually achieving anything on it, and I couldn't understand why. Now at the time, I kept thinking to myself, oh, it wouldn't hurt to do one more, just to bust one before bed. It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. It'll get easier as time goes on. And I kept fapping, kept fapping for months and months and months until I found that it wouldn't get easier. And I got sick of that. I started researching. I started applying different techniques on my own. I started doing meditation. I started doing all these great things, and I really took a big. I really started to focus big on self improvement, but it didn't get easier. So what I started to do was I started to resist. I started to just think, I won't do it now. I'll do it another time, or I won't do it now. I can't. I physically can't. I can't allow myself to do it because I'm getting so into it. I've got so much going on. I've got other priorities to be thinking about, and that's what you need to do. You need to just start resisting. Start saying, no, I'm not going to do it. You need to change the environment around you. Let's say you're me. You're sat in this chair. There's been hundreds, maybe thousands of times where I've sat in this chair, had a sexual thought or a sexual feeling. I've felt horny, and I'm comfortable right now. I'm relaxed. And I might just get a boner because I'm relaxed, comfortable, and I'm horny. And what I would do, and what I still do, is I just change my environment. I get up and I move on. But now my mental strength, my willpower is so strong, I can just sit here and think, nah, won't bother. But you sometimes just have to sit there. Maybe you've even got porn open, or whenever you're doing it too. Maybe you have that open, you're looking at it, you think, nah, fuck that. Or just think to yourself, it'll get easier, just don't do it now. If you just give yourselves these kind of positive mental affirmations, the benefits are surreal, but you have to just keep drilling that into yourself. Maybe even do affirmations. Go up to the mirror. I don't masturbate. I've got strong mental strength. I have good willpower. I've got a mental fortress in here. I used to watch all these quotes, a year or two ago, when I do the gym, when I go for runs. I used to do a lot of long distance cardio, and I hate it. I still do. I do sprints now. Maybe that's a lack of discipline, I don't know. But it saves time. But back in the day when I was starting out in self-improvement, I had to be disciplined. So I listened to, Conor McGregor, David Goggins, Tom Platz, and I still sometimes do, just to get me hyped up, because that's what hypes me up in the gym. But you can listen to these like TikTok quotes. I used to get TikTok, and I used to put all these quotes from all these famous people, and with the music and all that. But what that does to you is it reinforces in your brain, what you listen to. You are conditioned by it. The people around you. You're conditioned by the people around you. It's why you think the way you think. So if you listen to, rap or whatever, and it talks about sexual stuff, then you're going to start thinking about sexual stuff. So if you start thinking about the quotes, David Gunn, gotta let the boats and the logs and all that stuff, it does reinforce your mind, and that means when you're sat, like I am now, and you have a large amount of lust, when you're feeling a lot of lust, you're gonna think to yourself, no, I've got too much work to do, I've got a load of shit. This girl doesn't deserve me to fucking bust my seed for no reason. Unless I'm fucking a bird, then why the fuck should I, ejaculate? You start to naturally reinforce yourself mentally. So, I didn't think about that, but that's a good idea, listen to these quotes. It doesn't mean you should go scroll on TikTok. You probably will end up doing that, but as long as you just look for the quotes and then you get rid of it and you turn it off, whatever, that's okay. But yeah, change the environment. Sit there and refuse to do it, because it's not easy. I'm saying to find some external motivation, because it's not easy to motivate yourself. I know what it's like to be post-relapse. You're not motivated, you're not disciplined, or you can be, but it's very hard, and I had to really dig deep to do it. So you need to do the same. You need to think to yourself, it's fucking tough, but I'm gonna have to just get through it, and it will get easier. I'm at the stage now where I'm glad I believed that it would get easier, and it did. Now I don't really have to think about it, I can just do it. Today, actually no, for a while, I'll be pretty honest, I haven't done legs for fucking ages, and I haven't learned properly the right form for deadlifting. So my dad, being a big tank, taught me how to deadlift, and I did legs. Haven't done legs since August. It's January now. That's a long fucking time. That's because I just wasn't disciplined. But I found that discipline. I found it, and I'm able to apply it. I have on my weekly goal to train legs once, and if I do that once, tick that box. Now I can do legs from now on. And if I kept masturbating, if I kept fapping, if I wasn't on NoFap, I wouldn't have. I keep hitting the microphone. I wouldn't have been able to do legs. I wouldn't have done it because I would have been fapping. So, the power of NoFap and the power of refusing, and will build up that discipline and that mental fortitude, that mental focus, where you are able to just do things whenever you want. You don't want to do this, you won't do it. And I'm saying in terms of fapping, if you don't want to do legs, you don't do it. You're a lazy bastard. Do legs. But yeah, you will realize that, okay, your brain will realize that, okay, I can just refuse, I can just resist, I can use that willpower to just say no and not do it. Once you find that realization that you can just say no, you're going to start saying no more often, because before I wouldn't refuse, I wouldn't resist, I wouldn't even bother, I wouldn't use that energy. But if you use that energy, then your brain's going to realize, fuck, I can just not do it. And it gets easier, and it gets easier the more you resist. There have been many times where I haven't resisted early on, and maybe I've gotten a week or so through, but then I'd relapse because at the beginning I wouldn't resist, I wouldn't build up that willpower to say no. But it takes up a lot of energy. It takes up a lot of mental grit, and to be able to withstand that, you need to eat cleaner. Not only is this going to build up, but it will also, not only is it going to build up your willpower, but it will also kind of keep your mind clear. When you eat dirty, your mind is not clear. I found that when I used to eat like a chocolate cake or whatever, I'd start acting all feminine and start thinking all feminine, and I relapsed. So by eating clean, your mind is clear, and you'll be able to kind of think without any clarity, with clarity. You'll be able to think about situations with clarity. You'll be able to think, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to fap. There you go. But like when I started eating clean, I eat clean all the time now. Today I got offered like a pudding. I think it was a cookie or something. I said no. Got a Sprite. I stuck it in the fridge where I can't see it because I'm not going to drink that Sprite. I was given the Sprite. I had no option, but I'm gonna leave it for someone else to drink because I'm not gonna have it. I'm gonna eat clean. To have that willpower to do that, it will build up, and it will help me with other things like NoFap. So by eating clean, drinking clean, overall just keeping your intake clean, your calorie intake, you will be able to resist and be more disciplined at the things you do. So be able to resist, resist things if you don't want to do things. Like, for example, my parents wanted me to watch a movie with them. I didn't watch that movie. I came up here and I'm recording this video instead because I have that discipline and I have the willpower to resist. Most people would have said, okay, I'll watch the movie. Okay, I'll eat the cookie. Okay, I'll drink the Sprite. Okay, I'll fap. And it all builds up. It builds up either with you or against you. And in my case, it's building with me. It's giving me that momentum and that added willpower. They say you have a certain amount of willpower. Maybe this is true, but I like to believe that the more good things, good habits you do, the more you use that willpower, the stronger it gets. It's like a muscle. This muscle, if I didn't train it, wouldn't be as big. It would be more like my forearm. It would be just flat. And that's what happens when you train something. It progresses. But when you stop training or when you give in, the willpower won't be as strong. The muscle won't be as strong. You won't be able to lift as much weight. So by giving in, by not resisting and giving in to something, to an urge or to a bad habit, you lose a little bit of willpower, and for the next time it'll be hard to build up. So use that delayed gratification by just resisting. So eat clean and you won't fap. Resist and you won't fap. Start building that up. Change your environment. That is probably the first step to resisting, is to change your environment. Once you get good at changing your environment, you'll just be able to sit there and resist. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, and if you're struggling on NoFap, go to the first link in the description where you can buy my course, where I give you not all the habits, I give you all the advanced tips and habits that you can apply that have helped me overcome lust and really succeed in NoFap. And it's helped pretty much every other person on self-improvement who has overcome lust, who has fulfilled NoFap. So check that out and have a good day.